Alright folks, so I'm gonna give you a little tour of some of the clearing I've been doing, trying to get trails and get access and all that. First though, I want to show you the DNR brush mower here. That thing is a game changer. One of the cool things is the front deck there comes off and you can put attachments like this snow thrower or a wood chipper, or they also have a grader, snow plow, and a lawn mowing deck. But it gives you so much more ability to get things done. And to give an example of that, this easement road up here, I had been using a weed whacker to clear the brush on the sides. What took 2 weeks for me to clear with a weed whacker took me 15 minutes with the DNR brush mower. Yeah, big game changer. So I'll give you a little tour of what I've been doing. I mean, not only have I been brushing out this little area around my trailer, but I've been brushing up the hill. You've seen how much I've done when I use the skid steer up here. Well, I've been using the brush mower, clearing more and more out, getting it a little nicer. As you can see, got more grass growing, and I'm gonna just keep coming through with the brush mower, clearing the woody brush out and pushing these edges back further and getting more grass, so that when I get livestock, they'll have somewhere to graze. The idea is to create fire breaks, to get access to different parts of the property, the trees, so that I can do some logging to help build my house. But you can see how green that is. That's after a year of having that cleared. You can see how brown it is up in there. That was just cleared this spring. So slowly working the stuff back, slowly getting things more and more cleared out. Got trails going up into the woods here, clearing it out. Another part of clearing all this brush out is it's cutting out habitat for the mosquitoes to hang out in. And mosquitoes, as I've mentioned on the easement road video, have been insane. Because I have a stagnant pond, they just multiply out here. It can be clouds of them around you. There are times when you just do not want to be outside. I have an original bug shirt. It's a hooded mesh screen shirt that I can wear that the insects can't get through. And you know, sometimes you got to get out even though the mosquitoes are out here. So I've got something to be able to do it, but it's not fun. And you can see I've been slowly pushing, clearing stuff out. Over here, it's getting thick, so I've only got little patches, little trails cutting through, but slowly but surely pushing more out, and eventually I want to have trails and terraces all along this hillside with little parts of natural vegetation, but I want to get access to this area so that I can selectively log the forest here. As you can see right in here, I've punched a trail through, going back into there. And I have several of those little holes punched through the thick brush and meeting up with cleared areas, or clearing areas. They're not cleared yet, but I need to clear them. As you can see, got more stuff going on down here, slowly clearing and pushing stuff back. Coming down into here. This is the road that goes down around to the south side of the pond, and we're gonna go down into Aspen Grove here. As you can see, I cut down into here. That kind of dead ends into some thick brush, but I've been bringing the trail around through here, clearing it out. And you can see, used to be like this, now it's like this. Big difference. Slowly bringing things down, making it more accessible. Now this is part of the Aspen Grove that you've seen before, but it's been cleared out a bit more. As you can see, now the fun part is a lot of this is second growth. I cleared it out and it's come back. Remember in the previous videos, I showed you this area and said how it had flooded or looked like it had been underwater before. Well, now it is. I've cleared back some of the access. I'd come through with the skid steer and been able to push it out, get more and more access. So we've been clearing and clearing, getting better access, chopping and dropping, chopping up stuff, just letting it rot on the forest floor. Slowly but surely, I need to get rid of the dead stuff like this. Oh yeah. Now, some of it I'm gonna leave for habitat for birds and squirrels and all the fun little critters. But you gotta clear stuff out so that it doesn't become too dangerous. Cleared back into here. Oh, really opened this up. Got a lot better access into this area now. In previous videos, oh, there's a little snake. In previous videos, you've seen this pond here with all the reeds growing up. Well, they're all dead at this point. I did do a burn through. I lit it on fire and burnt some of the dead material off. Need to do some more, clear a little more of that out. But, you know, it is what it is. Slowly but surely, getting more done. I've got to still dredge it out a little more, get those reeds under control, but it takes time. It takes time, folks, especially when you're out here all by yourself. I am hoping to get a dozer this year, and that will really alter things quite a bit. I need to do a bunch of dirt work, and if I have a dozer, one of the things I'll be doing probably is draining out the pond and pushing up the dirt. Oh, there's another snake. Speaking of snakes, found a rubber boa the other week and brought it into the Aspen Grove and let it loose. I was out posting signs on my property border and found the snake, about 2-foot rubber boa. It's the only boa that lives this far north. So I moved it to the aspen grove to hopefully eat a bunch of the frogs because they get loud. So we're here on that first main trail. There's the pad where my trailer is. I've got my laundry line down here. That's the tent floor that I have hung up. I'm working on scrubbing the dirt off of it to clean it up for this year's use. But I've cleared back down into here a little more. Opened this up a lot more, gotten closer to the pond edge. Cleared back into here. Here's that big wonderful tree that I had built this trail to get to. Well, now I've got it cleared down around it so that I have better access. Here's that little area hangout spot that I've got. Still haven't built a bench or table here, but I do still plan on doing so. Now, one of the things I've done to help improve the pond is I've got a nice little solar aerator. So I've got a 100-watt panel here, and down here you can see I've got bubbles in the pond, and that comes from this little box here, which is just a little pump, a little inverter, and a capacitor. There's no batteries. It just pumps when the sun is shining. That way I don't have batteries to maintain or worry about. I can leave that out here and it just goes when the sun's shining. So, been clearing back up into here. Had a nice fire down here to burn out a bunch of brush that had been left and built up here. 3 big logs were in there. Now that's all that's left. It definitely helps open up this area, give better access. So coming down, here's the pond spillway right here. And during the summer, you can cross right through there. But right now, the pond's at its max capacity. And so it's a little harder. I built a little bridge here / dam to help hold the water back and to give me a place to get across the spillway here without getting my feet all wet. So this is a nice little meadow here and mowed the grass last year with the brush mower, and it is looking really nice. Starting to get a little bit of woody brush trying to grow back in, and gonna come back through and cut that back down. Had a lot of woody brush growing up in the little aspen grove right here, and I cut that back to open this up a little more. Now going down through here, we'll show you a little water diversion program that I've been working on to pull the water that comes out of the spillway off the spillway area and onto a dry ridge. So have a little area here. You can see a little sage, nice dry space, or at least it used to be, because now I've got a series of little catch pools that are bringing water into this space. And water comes flowing down from the spillway. I hand dug all this so that the water, instead of going down there, comes down along here and out to this ridge. Now I stopped it at this point so that it wouldn't go up and over and down the other side there, but instead it flows all along down this hill, feeding all that growth over there. And again, like the dam and the off the easement road there, or my driveway, this isn't made to indefinitely hold water. There's no liner or anything. You can see water, it is spilling out a little bit, coming down. That's okay. All it is to move the water and let it take its time and seep in, instead of just running down this hill. This hill is still wet and squishy. There's still water coming down it, but less. And when I first put that in, immediately a spring popped up right here. So I dug it out, stuck a little diversion in, and moved the water off to the side again. So this spillway, I'm pretty sure used to be a dozer track for when they were logging. So I've been slowly clearing it out, brushing it back, gaining access, and this is actually meets back up eventually with the area where that pond and the easement road is. So I cleared back down into here. I plan to eventually turn this into a pond. Since this is a low spot in the property, this area right here would make a great pond. All I need to do is clear the slash pile right over here and build a berm that holds the water back and let this area fill in with some water. Basically trying to hold it for the last time and let it soak in when I've got the water, and then I don't have all the water just pouring straight off the property, because shortly after there is my property line, and that would be my last chance to hold the water in. So as you can see, pretty open path. Looks like you could practically drive on it right now. Slowly but surely opening this up, working the trail up. Little choke point here, and then it opens back up. One problem though, water drains right down through here during the spring, and so Gotta get some good ditches in to control that so it's not just a mud pit. As you can see, I cut the path up this way, but the road actually goes that way. Problem is, that was where it was all wet and squishy, and there's a bunch of fallen logs in there that I need to clear out so I can bring the brush mower through it. Eventually, I will get to there and keep working on connecting the road. The good part of that area also is there's a little seasonal pond in there. It's pretty shallow, but the water accumulates, and that's probably where I eventually will put in a well and drill a nice, good, consistent water source. But you can see back in here, this is all that lush vegetation. That's a lot of water being used by that vegetation. And that hopefully will be the spot where I get a good consistent water supply that I can pump up the hill. Now, there is the possibility of drilling a well up on top of the hill. I had a neighbor come up and douse the area, and she found one kind of iffy spot, but I forgot to show her just over the ridge where the property line is, there's a small aspen grove up on top of the hill. For the aspen to grow there, there's got to be some good water source. So this is about as far as I've brushed up into at this point. Did some clearing back into here and around this tree. You know me, most of my trails go from tree to tree because I like getting access to the big wonderful trees, checking them out. So slowly working, cutting brush back, getting stuff cleared. Plenty more work to do. I've got to get up that hill and get more access, but it's going well. All right, see you guys later.